Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 3 different things that you want to avoid when it comes to winter driving. So if you're watching this channel, that means you have some interest in getting yourself a CDL license. And we are getting cold. As you can see, all this snow is falling down here in this great state that we call New Jersey currently, and many parts of the country. And we have to make sure that you are safe to drive no matter when. So when you're actually a student here with us, one of the cool things about being a student is even if you're coming here in the summertime, in the wintertime, fall, spring, doesn't matter, we can actually get you ready for all seasons because of this machine right over here, which is our state-of-the-art driving simulator. We're one of the few schools in the entire country to actually offer simulation training, and this simulator is going to help us give you years of experience within just a few days of training. Because what can we do? We can change the weather. So we can make it rainy, we can make it snowy, we can make it foggy, we can do anything that God can do, we can do for you, right? We can also change the environment. We can put you in any kind of a situation that we need to. We can pop your tire, put you in a highway situation, put you in an emergency situation. So you get all that experience in the most real environment possible while being safe. So that's a super cool reason to join our school. If you are interested, give us a call, 908-525-3609. But the 3 things that we want to avoid when it comes to winter, let's name them out. So we're going to be talking about black ice today. It's different than white ice, or green ice, or blue ice, or yellow ice. Definitely different than the yellow ice, right? And then we're going to be talking about actually the snow, how to handle the snow. And we're going to be talking about what most people don't talk about, which is the frozen bridges. So you definitely want to stay tuned to the end if you really want to figure out about those frozen bridges. So let's be talking about ice. So we're talking about black ice, like I said, not the yellow ice. The yellow ice is usually created by your dog in the morning or at night when you're taking them for a walk. But black ice is something, if you don't know, it's a very clear sheet of ice. And they call it black ice because it's so clear that you can only see the black top underneath. So when you're driving, it's very hard to see, especially if it's nighttime and if it's dark. Because you're going to be driving down the road and all of a sudden you can actually be driving on ice itself. So the way to kind of see it is, one thing that you have to understand is you have to check out the conditions. If the conditions are below freezing and it rained or there's any kind of moisture on the ground itself, you can have black ice. So if the ground looks like it just rained or it's just a bunch of wetness, that's usually what black ice looks like. The way to look at it is if there's any kind of traffic lights or those actual street lights on there, it does cause a reflection. So as you're driving, the manual says you will have to look 12 to 15 seconds ahead of you. One of the things that you should be looking at is the ground in front of you as well. And you should be looking for the reflections coming from the lights off the streets, especially at night. Because if something is starting to reflect, that usually means that it's going to be black ice, and that means that you want to avoid it. How do we avoid it? You want to first make sure you're not planning to make any turns in ice itself, because what happens is even though you turn the wheel, there's no traction on those tires, so that vehicle is going to continue to go straight. The other thing you should do is you should probably slow down your speed. If you are loaded, that means you have a little bit more traction than if you're empty. And also if you're going slower, you can actually have more control, right? So if it is inclement weather, you definitely want to reduce your speed just for safety reasons. Pretty obvious. The other thing that you do have to worry about is the snow. So trucks, yes, they're much bigger, but they're not built to be driving in 12 inches of snow, right? Are they better than driving with a car? 100% yes. But truck tires spin just as much as car tires, and you'll be surprised how easy it is to get stuck in snow with a tractor trailer. The thing that you have to understand is you're going to have all those wheels on this vehicle, but not all those wheels are actually moving, right? So it's not all-wheel drive. You have the front 2 tires that are never going to be all-wheel drive. And then if you're going to have the 2 axles on the back, most of the time it's diagonal. That means one of the front tires and one of the back tires will be turning, and that's where it has the power. Some vehicles do have a differential lock, which means that you can get all 4 of them to actually start pulling for you, and that's kind of an all-wheel drive. But once you get on some snow or once you get on some ice, you will get stuck. And forget about the trailer tires. Those trailer tires do not move at all. They just kind of tag along the entire vehicle itself. So all that is within those 4 sets of tires in the back of your cab. So the thing that you definitely want to avoid when it comes to parking on the side of the road, you definitely do not want to be parking on any type of snow. If you're going through momentum, sometimes you'll be okay, kind of just continue to go. If you're coming to a complete stop, make sure you do have caution, because what actually happens is, because of all that weight that piles on top of the snow, which is from the truck itself, you're going to be driving on what looks like powdery snow, but all that weight is automatically going to turn that pretty much into ice. And that's how you actually get stuck there. If you have the momentum going, you should be pretty easy. I have one instance where we were on a road test one time, and a truck wanted to pull over to the side of the road just to kind of do whatever he wanted to do, and all of a sudden we saw him come to a complete stop, and this was a full tractor trailer, and all of a sudden he couldn't move. He started spinning his tires. He had to call a tow truck just to get him out of there. And he tried to shovel his way out, and didn't work. Once you get into a certain spot, it makes things very, very difficult. So super important you watch out where the snow is. And the last thing that we're going to be talking about are those frozen bridges. So you have to understand, well, how does the bridge actually get frozen and why? So sometimes you'll be driving through a bridge and you'll see bridge freezes when freezing, or icy when freezing, something like that. And the reason that you have to be careful of that is because there's a bridge, there's air passing above it, and also air passing below it, which means now you have cold air passing above and below this bridge, which means the temperature of this bridge can actually drop much faster than the temperature of the ground, which is insulated by the ground itself. So when you are driving on bridges, especially smaller bridges that are going over over a turnpike or a major highway, you want to make sure that you are watching for that black ice that we talked about. The way the CDL manual is written, it says that anytime it starts to snow or starts getting icy, you should reduce your speed to half of whatever the speed limit is, which means if the speed limit is 50 miles an hour, you as a professional driver should be going 25 miles an hour. So I hope that you enjoyed these 3 things to avoid in an actual snowstorm itself. And if you are interested in learning more or getting on our driving simulator and being a student here, you want to give us a call, 908-525-3609, or check out our virtual school tour at cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. Again, that's cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.